Here's the truth. Rejection hurts. I know how bad it hurts when you think a job will change your life and you don't get it. It hurts when someone you care about stops returning your calls. It even hurts when you pour your heart into a project like a video for YouTube and it doesn't get the views you hoped for. Today I want to dive into the gift of rejection and how it perfectly aligns with the vacuum law of prosperity. I recently read Nona Jones' book, The Gift of Rejection, and let me tell you, she does an amazing job explaining how rejection is actually a gift in disguise. It may sting in the moment, but when you truly understand what's happening, you'll see it's paving the way for something better. Now I'm going to share one of her stories from the book, but I definitely recommend you read it for the full experience. I'm not spoiling anything she hasn't done already. I heard Nona share this story in an interview on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. It was so good, I'm linking it in the description below. So, Nona was doing great at her job. She loved everything about her job. She was given an opportunity to speak at an event on behalf of her company, and she did an amazing job, so she kept getting more and more opportunities to speak on behalf of the company. So fast forward to her year in review, she got all exceeds expectation marks. Sounds like a win, right? But then her boss told her she wouldn't be allowed to speak on behalf of the company anymore. What? Naturally, she was confused. Why? Later, she found out her boss was jealous, thinking she should be the one in the spotlight. Nona was devastated, but here's where things get interesting. Soon after, she received an email inviting her to speak at an engagement, and when she explained she couldn't speak on behalf of the company, they responded, "Okay, can you speak on behalf of yourself?" And just like that, she started getting paid to speak, not as a representative of her company, but as Nona Jones, which was even more than she was making at the job. You'll have to read the book to get the rest of the story. But here's the takeaway. That rejection from her boss wasn't a setback. It was a set up for something far better. The rejection was the gift. Here's the truth. Rejection hurts. I know how bad it hurts when you think a job will change your life and you don't get it. It hurts when someone you care about stops returning your calls. It even hurts when you pour your heart into a project like a video for YouTube and it doesn't get the views you hoped for. But don't let bitterness creep in. Bitterness will block your blessings. Instead, know this, that rejection is creating space. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but at some point, you'll look back and say, I'm so glad that didn't work out because it made room for something greater. Let me share a quick personal story with you. About 10 years ago, my husband and I, well, he was my boyfriend at the time, we went to California specifically to get on Let's Make a Deal and The Price is Right. On the first day, we went to Let's Make a Deal, and neither one of us got picked. I was pissed when they picked the last person, y'all. I mean, I was acting like a 3-year-old who couldn't get a piece of candy at a grocery store. But my husband told me to stop acting like a spoiled brat because if they noticed, we definitely wouldn't have a shot when we went back. A couple days later, we returned to Let's Make a Deal. My husband got on the show and won a prize. As for me, the next day, I got on The Price is Right and won a car. See, had I got picked on the first day on Let's Make a Deal, I would have been disqualified from The Price is Right because of the network's waiting period. And Let's Make a Deal wasn't giving away cars. That's what I'm talking about. That rejection that stung in the moment cleared the way for something better. This is what the vacuum law of prosperity is all about. It's the principle that you must clear space for what you truly want in life. Accepting rejection and letting go of what no longer serves you is how you can activate that law. If you're holding on to a toxic relationship, how will you ever make space for a healthy, loving one? If you hate your job but won't leave, how can you expect to find work that truly fulfills you? You can't drive around in a car you can't stand and expect the universe to bless you with something better if you're still holding on to it. This applies to ideas too. Sometimes we can't think of fresh new ideas because we're holding on to old ones that no longer serve us. When you get in your mind that you will live the life you truly want and only focus on the positive, you will attract everything that you want. I didn't say that there won't be any negative things happening in your life. I said only focus on the positive. Don't dwell on negative things and be negative. You don't have to have all the answers. Just live life and do what makes you happy. Going back to Nona Jones and the gift of rejection, she prayed to God to help her at work because it was becoming toxic, and he told her to resign. She was scared. She didn't have another job lined up, but she was obedient. In less than an hour after leaving that job, a new opportunity was already knocking at her door. That's the vacuum law of prosperity in action. You can't receive something better if you don't make space for it. Bob Proctor said, "You must create a space for the good that you desire." So stop blocking your blessings by holding on to things that no longer serve you. Accept the gift of rejection, knowing it's clearing the path for bigger and better things. You deserve more than you can even imagine, so keep pushing forward. Yes, it hurts when a door closes, but that closed door is the opportunity to notice another one that's been waiting for you all along. The vacuum law is at work. If you trust the process, you'll be amazed by what flows into your life. If you've made it this far, I believe this next video is especially for you. Watch this video and I'll see you on the other side.